The importance of trust funds for generational wealth. No one becomes instantly rich, but good news for the people who were born into wealth. The life experienced by the people born with a silver spoon is the fruit of their previous generation's hard work. You can't blame them. Their ancestors worked hard to earn enough money for their future families. They have successfully created the so-called generational wealth for the kids of the next generation to have a good life. Generational wealth is a type of wealth that the ancestor passed down to the next generation. Although wealth and money are not infinite, how does generational wealth last then? Generational wealth can last when proper actions are taken. One of the best ways to create generational wealth is by trust funds. In this video, we will share how trust funds play a big part in creating generational wealth. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to Money in Mind, a fun and friendly channel that will bring you high-quality financial advice towards happiness and success. Now, let's hop right into the video. First and foremost, what is a trust fund? A trust fund is a safekeeper for your assets, which is usually put into an agreement and a thoroughly processed paper. A trust fund requires and mentions three parties. The first one is the grantor. Suppose you have assets such as money, properties, investments, companies, and many more. In that case, you are the one who puts and deposits the assets into the trust fund. The second one is the trustee. The trustee is like the midman or the mediator. This person manages the assets until the right time and conditions are met. Once this happens, the beneficiary is the one who receives the assets. Trust funds are very useful in safeguarding and conserving your assets for extended periods. To describe its process, think about a faucet and its basin. There are four notable parts: the tube, handle, water, and basin. The tube before the handle is the grantor. It will be the one who initiates sending the water or the assets. The handle is the trustee. When the right time comes and the water is needed, he will be the one to instruct in releasing the water or the assets. Finally, the basin or beneficiary receives the funds or assets. Although, this is not the case all the time. The reason is that there are different types of trust funds. It is divided into two: revocable trust and irrevocable trust. A revocable trust is when the trust fund can be taken back or returned to the grantor. In this case, the grantor still has control over the trust and owns it. Therefore, when the grantor goes to unexpected events like debts or bankruptcy, the trust fund can still be used or affected as the grantor still owns it. On the other hand, an irrevocable trust is different. When you put your assets into an irrevocable trust, you have no more control over them or don't own them anymore. Imagine it as a vault with a timer lock. Once it closes, it never opens unless it is time or the conditions are met. Regarding the two, irrevocable trust is much better as it is safe and keeps the assets only for the beneficiary. Although, it is much better if you study and talk about it with your financial advisor on which one works better for you. How do trust funds benefit you when it comes to taxes? When you earn more, there is a high probability that your income tax will probably increase. In this case, trust funds might save the day. When you input your assets into trust funds, your total assets will decrease, therefore reducing your taxes. Rich people do this to escape high taxes. Most of the time, trust funds are untaxable or they have minimal tax. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Money in Mind and of course, do like this video. Now, back to the video. What is the difference between a will and a trust fund? If the person who puts assets into a trust fund is called the grantor, in a will, it is called a testator. Most of the time, a will is made privately, and when the testator feels something terrible might happen or their life end is nearing. Once the testator dies, the will is executed, and the beneficiaries will receive the assets. But this is not the case all the time. Some people might get in the way of getting the assets, and people like this are called creditors. They have the power to take or have a part in the assets when the testator owes them. That is why a trust fund is much better to secure that 100% of your hard-earned money will only go to your family or beneficiaries. Are there other things a trust fund can help prevent from happening? The answer is yes, and one is preventing indecisiveness of the beneficiaries. The trust fund conditions will help prevent bad decisions and mismanagement of the assets. When this happens, the assets may not reach the next generation or not even benefit the present generation at all. In a trust fund, you can set conditions like all the children of the third generation should be able to finish college. Setting up conditions and making the right decisions will prevent unfortunate things from happening. Money is not infinite nor grows from trees. Your hard-earned money should be yours and for your family only. Using a trust fund will help your generational wealth last longer. It will not only honor the ancestors' perseverance and determination, but it will also create a better future for the generations to come. And there you have it, how trust funds play a big part in creating generational wealth. We hope you learned something new from this video. Comment your thoughts down below, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to Money in Mind. Stay tuned as we've got more content on financial advice coming very soon. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you in the next video.